Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here participating in this third Shaw workshop, and I'm delighted to be part of this specific session, and I'll try my best to do a recorded presentation, which I'm not really accustomed to do, but I would like to use this opportunity to share with you some of my views and experiences related to teacher training and how important this can be not only for astronomy to be more broadly adopted, but also to face all the challenges that our planet is facing nowadays. So one of the things that we have as a mission is to empower educators to promote astronomy learning in a more innovative way, and ensuring that teachers and students and their families understand and recognize the importance of astronomy in our daily lives. Well, there are plenty of programs out there that are involved in international teacher training events, and our dream and wishes is that there is always collaboration among these projects and never competition, which is, in my view, is the best way to move forward. I probably forgot some, but if you think this is a lot, this is not. This is only a few programs, a few people trying to do good to the world, and the world needs more. Of course, I'm not going to talk to you about all these programs because I'm not deeply involved in all of them. I can only talk to you about the ones where I am involved, and those are the ones in this slide, which is basically the Galileo Teacher Training Program, Global Hands-on Universe, was in the genesis of the Galileo Teacher Training Program and European Hands-on Universe Program, and the ones supported by Núcleo, which is my organization that actually supports all these many of these the events that are organized in the framework of these three. I'm going to talk to you about the Galileo Teacher Training Program, which is a movement of educators for a better world. Galileo Teacher Training Program does not have resources per se. It uses resources from many other programs, and there are amazing resources out there. And the Galileo Teacher Training Program is more an idea of how an astronomy teacher training event should be organized. So for a training event to receive a certification from the Galileo Teacher Training Program, it needs to encompass all these topics that are listed here. It needs to incorporate ICT tools. It needs to address one or more topics of astronomy. It needs to be student-centered. It needs to promote interdisciplinary learning, if possible to have sun or night sky observing with naked eye or with telescopes. And it needs to integrate at least one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and it needs to be inclusive. So in this slide I present a few numbers. The Galileo Teacher Training Program and the Global Hands-on Universe have already managed to reach out in some format teacher training events, small activities, big activities, involvement in projects, and bringing opportunities to over 70,000 teachers from 100 different countries. So every country that is highlighted here has at least one representative that has supported or helped organize one or more activities since the creation of both these projects. I can give you, for example, the Cosmic Light. That was an event during the International Year of Light, and that event enabled us, with the support from the International Astronomical Union, to support the organization of several training events across the globe. We also had the same opportunity during the celebration of the 100 years of the IAU, where another cluster of events were, well, I'm not sure if they were organized due to COVID, but they were started during the celebrations of the event. We have also events like the ones that we do in partnership with the Institute of Astrophysics of Canary Islands. We had the opportunity to partner with the European Space Agency, first with the Science Department Division in Nordwijk from 2010 to 2018. And now we are collaborating with the CSER team in Madrid, where hundreds of teachers already had the opportunity to interact with scientists and have real research data in their hands and learn how to deliver this to their students. We have a partnership with COSPAR, where every time there is a COSPAR event, which is Commission for Space Research, we have a small, or sometimes big, teacher training event for the teachers on the location where COSPAR is taking place. And of course, we have a large teacher training event attached to all the Global Hands-on Universe meetings that are taking place since 1998. So hundreds and hundreds of teachers had the opportunity to interact with the team that is organizing all these training events. And of course, the objective is to promote enthusiasm to students. It's to ensure that students can use and learn with scientific research data. They have the opportunity to work with scientists and ask all the questions and feel like they are scientists. And the secret to that is to empower educators. Well, how do we do that? We promote face-to-face training events when this is possible, of course. We try to produce e-training material so that teachers can learn on their own pace, at their own time, providing some synchronous opportunities for them to better understand the activities that they are learning. And of course, with COVID, we had the opportunity COVID brought this opportunity to train many teachers online, and this was, if we can say so, one of the advantages of COVID that enabled and made teachers feel confident and capable of being trained online. So lots of training were taking place. We also consider that educational systems should change and to accommodate a better integration with a more modern approach of astronomy in the curricula, in the lives of students. But that's a hard bit. We all know that. Many educational systems are categorizing schools in an Excel spreadsheet. Many are still using standardized tests, testing students, not considering that every student is a different human being. The fundamental competencies are usually forgotten, and this is kind of a framework of all the students need to learn, or better saying, all the teachers need to deliver to students while they are facilitating their learning. We also need to bear in mind that the Sustainable Development Goals is something that is a mission to all of us. So it needs to be incorporated in every educational practice. It has to be part of every learning opportunity for students. So we need to equip educators with the necessary tools. It is important to introduce teachers to the world of open educational resources, open educational practices. This is something where we need to walk along with teachers until they feel the power of such a possibility. We need to ensure that the principles of equality, equity, accessibility are taken into consideration, that teachers need how to introduce this methodology in their teaching when they are facilitating learning, that they treat each student as an individual. It's important to ensure that the principles of universal design for learning are taken into consideration. So that means that there is a strong inclusive approach in classroom, that everyone feels capable of walking through that specific learning experience. And how do we do this? Well, I'm not going to explain to you how to do this completely, but we use a methodology called design thinking, which is by nature a marketing methodology, but that in this case is adapted to education, so that teachers can take the most of the capability of their students and can prepare better to address all the necessities. So it's kind of how to know the students in order to make sure that a strong inclusive approach is applied. So you might think, well, do you really think all this is necessary to astronomy to be taught for students? Yes, I do. I don't think that being a teacher is an easy task, and I don't think being a teacher training is an easy task. And if you put astronomy on top of it, it's an even more rewarding and demanding task that we have in our shoulders, but a very important one. And I can add to that I feel, and I'm confident, that teachers are the most important profession in the world. So if we are to change the world, and I do think that astronomy has the power to do that, teachers are the most important travel companions that we have. And we have to assume the role of travel companions of the teachers. So how do we do that? We use the 5 pillars of community building. First, we ensure that teachers feel engaged. Then we train them. And the training is not the end. It's just the beginning of a journey together, or the continuation of a journey together. We support them to continue and to feel confident and lose the fear of implementing what we are training them to do in the classroom with the students. We recognize their effort, because this is something that is really important for all the teachers. And finally, we try to build a community that will self-support, and that will be the sustainability of this effort that is being implemented by teachers, by trainers, and everyone that is involved in this process. So we empower students and teachers by providing hands-on data. We empower them by enabling the reproduction of discoveries, so that students can understand how scientists are making these discoveries and have a feeling of how the scientific method works, have more critical thinking, being more creative. So these are some examples of projects where the students are being involved in such training events. Like, for instance, the black holes in my school, where students are reproducing the discovery of a black hole, a stellar black hole candidate. Or, for instance, having students discover asteroids. There are hundreds or thousands of new asteroids every year discovered by students in over 50 or 70 countries around the globe. A very empowering project. Dark Sky Rangers, where students, together with local communities, are trying to find solutions to tackle the issue of light pollution. Or enabling students to understand how space exploration or astronomy exploration is important in our daily lives, avoiding stereotypes and having them understand that anyone willing to can become a scientist. Anyone can pursue a career in space, and it doesn't have to be physics or chemistry or biology or geology. It can be a multitude of things. And this is something that it's modern. It's our daily lives now, and it's our duty to make sure that young generations feel capable of embracing this reality. I could go on and on with all the projects. So in the end, in essence, what we really want is science literate individuals that are capable of making wise decisions and to really understand our place in the cosmos, to be creative, critical thinkers, and understand that science is powerful, is magical, to have respect for the scientific method, for the scientific thought, and understand and differentiate what is important and what's not important in our lives. And towards the end, just a reminder to everyone that we live in one planet. We are the same people, and we have the same sky. So please collaborate, share what you have best, support others the best you can, so that we can use our gift, which is being astronomers and loving what we do, to infect others with the power that we have. Thank you.